Hey, this is Nat, and we're off our couch in Ormond Beach, Florida. And if you've been getting off the couch with us in the recent past, you know this isn't our first visit to Ormond Beach, and it's definitely not our last. So if you enjoy Ormond Beach, if you want to see more of this city along the Atlantic coast that's just north of Daytona Beach, subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much, and keep getting off the couch with us, please. We are currently on the Ormond Scenic Loop and Trail. This is a 34-mile drive along scenic, beautiful tree-lined roads, revealing the natural scenery of coastal Central Florida. The drive takes you past the Atlantic Ocean, parks, creeks, marshes, historic dwellings, and more. The drive really is gorgeous, and the camera doesn't really convey this beauty. I believe it's because of all the flashing due to the sunlight coming through the trees, but I still want to show the scenery along this drive. Now, our destination is Bulow Creek State Park, known for an ancient tree, great hiking trails, and other experiences. And we have accidentally missed the entrance to the park. I think it's a combination of enjoying the scenery and not knowing where we're going. But while we were turning around, we came across this historical marker. This is in James Ormond Park, a park with a picnic pavilion, playground, restaurants, and a nature trail, and apparently a tomb nearby. The historical marker in this park talks about the family that the city is named after, the Ormond family. It also advises visitors about the final resting place of James Ormond II. So after learning more about the city of Ormond Beach and the origin of the city's name, we head back to the road, and we are now at Bulow Creek State Park. There is no fee to enter. The park protects nearly 5,600 acres. More than 1,500 of those acres are submerged lands. The park offers geocaching, wildlife viewing, bicycling, hiking, and other activities. The highlight of the park for many is the Fairchild Oak, one of the largest living oak trees in the South. According to this plaque, this tree is 2,000 years old. Yet, the Florida State Park website says that the tree is over 400 years old, so I'm confused. If you're more knowledgeable about this tree and the history, fill us all in. Regardless, from my human perspective, 400 years, 2,000 years, it's old still and impressive. Speaking of impressive, this tree is over 70 feet tall, and its branches spread about 300 feet. I really love the limbs of this tree. But now that I think about it, maybe this isn't the limb to the Fairchild Oak because it's not connected. But the limbs are so huge, they're so thick, I just assume that they are part of the Fairchild Oak. But they are amazing to look at, just captivating. Now, in addition to this substantial oak, this park also has trails for hiking and bicycling. Two trails we see are the Fairchild Oak hiking trail and the Wallen Trail. If I am reading and understanding correctly, the Fairchild Oak hiking trail will take you to the Bulow Woods Trail, which will then lead you to the Bulow Plantation Ruins State Historic Site. Now that total travel time, if I'm understanding and reading this correctly, is 6.8 miles for that hike. Now, if you prefer to not travel to this historical site via the trail, you can also park at the entrance via Walter Boardman Lane and take a much shorter route. And if I'm not on point with my trail understanding, with my trail map reading, definitely let me know. They do have maps though at Tomoka State Park for the trails, which will be our next stop. And both the Fairchild Oak Trail and the Wallen Trail are marked more difficult, and you can do your biking, hiking, and wildlife viewing on the trails. London spoke to a couple of hikers who told him that they saw 2 deer while on the trail. This is a really beautiful park, a relaxing area, and you can make good use of the pavilions and enjoy a shaded lunch surrounded by a lush, serene, delightful environment, just like we did. We're taking full advantage of this beautiful day in scenery, although we're heading straight to another wonderful and lovely park, Tomoka State Park. Back on this absolutely stunning drive, it's just so mesmerizing and calming to be under the canopy of these trees. And I mentioned earlier that the drive takes you past historic dwellings, and here's one of those that we see on our way to Tomoka State Park, the Dummitt Plantation Mill Ruins. This is believed to be the first steam-powered cane-crushing sugar mill in the area. During the Seminole War, the Dummitts abandoned the plantation. Okay, so we're back in the car. We're passing the Tomoka River, I believe, and back out the car again for a better look. This drive to Tomoka State Park is taking much longer than expected. There's so much to see. Look at that view, gorgeous. The Tomoka River is over 19 miles long, so we're getting more views of the river as we continue to drive. You'll see people fishing and crabbing along the way also. So we have now arrived at Tomoka State Park. It is just under 5 miles from Bulow Creek State Park, but we made so many stops because it's just a beautiful, interesting drive. So it took us about 4 times as long to get here. Admission is $4. I did see on the website that it says $5 per vehicle, up to 8 people, but we actually paid $4 on our visit. So Tomoka State Park has quite a bit of history. Native Americans used to live here. It's also a haven for a variety of wildlife habitats and endangered species, such as the West Indian manatee, and it's also great for bird watching. During the spring and fall migrations, over 160 species can sometimes be sighted. 90 different species of fish within the Tomoka River have been identified by the Florida Marine Research Institute, which means that Tomoka State Park is an excellent place for fishing. Some of these species include red drum, black drum, sheep's head, spotted sea trout, common snook, and tarpon. Tomoka State Park is also great for boating, bicycling, paddling, as well as camping. And what is so fantastic for campers at this park is the Tomoka Outpost. The Tomoka Outpost is a store on the park grounds selling snacks, beverages, including beer and wine, toiletries, supplies, pretty much everything you need to enjoy a day at the park or your entire stay while camping at the park. Instead of me telling you about it, let's hear directly from Captain Scott Cornelius, co-owner of Tomoka Outpost.
Hey everybody, my name is Captain Scott Cornelius here at the beautiful Tomoka Outpost inside Tomoka State Park in Ormond Beach, Florida. We offer kayak and canoe rentals. We offer guided boat tours. They're private tours, so you always have to book those in advance. It's a great way to see what we have around the area. On the boat tours, we show you a little bit of the park from the riverside, a little bit of the backwater marsh that most people didn't know was there, the tidal lettuce, and a little bit of the intercoastal or Halifax waterway. We teach you a little bit about the history of the area, and it's just a great sample of what we have around here from the water side. That's for the guided boat tours on the pontoon boat down there. We always have the kayaks and canoes available for rent. You can either book a reservation, you could also just show up. We're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 6 days a week this time of year. Only closed on Wednesdays, so there's no rentals on Wednesdays. We are a small mom and pop business here inside Tomoka State Park, partnered with the park to make your time here at the park a little bit more enjoyable and try to help you have more fun than you thought possible. We also have a full camp store. We have beer, wine, soda, snacks, all kinds of camp goodies if you forgot something when you're camping here at the park. There's 100 campsites here at Tomoka State Park with water, electric, a little fire ring, a grill grate, a picnic table, a T-bar to hang your lantern or to just hang up a towel to dry. So we cater to the campers. We've got, if you forgot something when you're camping, we pretty much have it. We've got firewood, we've got ice, we've got your frozen bait. We've got some miscellaneous apparel items like sunglasses and hats. We have our Tomoka Outpost t-shirts. We have all kinds of neat local goodies. My mom makes hot sauce, so we have that available here at the store as well. I make candles, so we do a different scent for each month of the year, which is fun. There's a little story behind every scent, so it keeps it interesting. We've got different barbecue sauces, a little bit of everything is like what we like to say. But it's a cool place to just come chill in a rocking chair, get yourself a cold beverage, maybe a cup of our Cajun boiled peanuts, and hang out right alongside the Tomoka River and enjoy a day by yourself or with your friends and family, and just totally relaxed, forget about the rest of the world. Once you drive down this old dirt road here at Tomoka, you kind of forget where you are, and that's what we're all about, is just helping you take a breather.
A breather does sound good, and it's time for a breather. Let's go ahead and take one. And look what we have to enjoy from Tomoka Outpost along with this view during our time relaxing here. This is a Wops Hops EPA. This is my first time having an EPA. Actually, it's my first time even hearing of an EPA, to be honest. This is an English Pale Ale made just for Tomoka Outpost by Wops Hops Brewing, and it's so refreshing on this hot day. And this view of the river is the perfect backdrop as I enjoy this. We also have a cup of Cajun, boiled Cajun peanuts. This is another first for me. I've never had a boiled peanut before. It tastes just like a bean to me. London loves his food spicy, and he is loving these peanuts. He's taking this cup of Cajuns home, transporting them into a Tupperware, and snacking on these all week. We're enjoying so many firsts right now while we discover more about Ormond Beach and Tomoka State Park. I didn't know about the boat tour. I would love to see and learn more about the area from the water. Of course, the kayak and canoe rentals sound so much fun. This river is beautiful, and being out on this water would be so rejuvenating and relaxing, I'm sure. And when it comes to relaxing, there are many options. As Captain Scott Cornelius stated, you can grab a rocking chair by the water, and there are lots of picnic tables on the ground, tables on the side of Tomoka Outpost, and some behind as well, so you can relax, enjoy the view, and enjoy a picnic lunch. As I already stated, this park has history as well. Native Americans once lived on this land. Nokoroko was a village for the Tomoka people, and here is the marker distinguishing the site of the village. And ahead is a statue of the mythical chief Tomoki, designed by illustrator Fred Dana Marsh. It is a tribute to the people who once inhabited this land. There are trails as well, and the trail behind the Chief Tomoki statue leads you by the Halifax River according to our map, and along the path there is additional information, more details about Nokoroko. Now here's a view of the Halifax River, because we all can use some more beautiful water views in our life, I believe. There are just people laying out on blankets, sitting in chairs, just enjoying the scenery and the environment. It really is pretty. And here's another trail we found. This one is just a half mile, and it's marked easy. Now this is a trail I can handle, my type of trail, especially in this 90-degree heat today. Now, just like in Bulow Creek State Park, where we were just at, there are oak trees here also. Not as grand and massive as the Fairchild Oak. Oak trees are one of Florida's oldest trees and are sturdy enough to stand firm during hurricanes, storms, fires, droughts, and floods, which is pretty impressive. We've been enjoying the shade of these trees, and I'm also really enjoying filming them and taking pictures of these trees because they're just magnificent and unique. And since May is National Photography Month, I'm practicing my photography, and I will post pictures to our Instagram account of the shots that we captured today. So check us out on Instagram, please, if you're yet to do so. We post additional travel content there also. So before we head out to our next stop, I do want to point out the volleyball nets and the pavilions nearby with grills. 4 of these pavilions can be reserved for events also. So between the two parks, we burnt off all the energy from our picnic lunch, and it's time to head to Ormond Garage for dinner. Ormond Garage is a craft beer brewery and traditional American eatery that pays homage to the beach racing history of Ormond Beach. If you were off the couch with us a few weeks ago during our first visit to Ormond Beach, then you were with us when we learned about the nickname of Ormond Beach, the birthplace of speed. And if you missed that outing, the link to the video is in the description box if you would like to check it out. The birthplace of speed part retells the story of Ormond's early racing days. In 1903, the first time trials were held. At that time, there were very few roads in America. Car owners were in need of hard surfaces they could drive on, and Ormond Beach was the ideal location due to the hard-packed sands of the beach. Birthplace of Speed Park is a great place to learn and be immersed in the history of Ormond Beach. And so is this restaurant, Ormond Garage. We're just checking out all of the history and race theming within the restaurant. Right in the front is a Stanley steamer. A Stanley steamer set the world record for the fastest mile in an automobile in 1906. This kind of feels like the highlight or the main visual draw in the restaurant to me, being right here up front. Of course, there's plenty to see throughout the restaurant, and we're also going to show our food from 2 visits, starting with our current visit. We're enjoying a seat outside while trying one of Ormond Garage's beers, a Hefeweizen. This is a hearty wheat ale with notes of banana and clove. I'm really enjoying the taste, and this is my second beer today. Not too shabby of a day, huh? And we're all sharing a full-size portion of sweet tater tots. I love tater tots. I am not really a fan of sweet potato fries. I wasn't sure what I was going to think because it's kind of a mix between the two. But I like it. It's really good. There are so many too. All four of us are sharing, and there's plenty of tots to go around. The kids also have ice cream scoops to cool down for walking around the parks for most of the day. Now let's switch to the evening. While driving home from Orlando, we stopped into Ormond Garage for a bite to eat, which is something that I mentioned in the last Ormond video that we do quite a bit when traveling from our hometown of Jacksonville to Orlando and vice versa. And tonight for dinner, we have a sidewinder, a Philly cheesesteak sidewinder. And if you're new to a sidewinder like we are, the menu describes sidewinders as potatoes that fuse the crunch of a French fry with the tender soul of a wedge. That already sounds marvelous, but of course there's more, because then this fusion is piled high with toppings for the whole table to enjoy. And the toppings that our table is enjoying include steak, onions, red and green peppers, mushrooms, queso, and provolone. This is just delicious and so good. It's different than anything that we've ever had before. I want to try, more like God to try the other sidewinders. Wow, it's so good. We've been missing out. Now we have an appetizer too. I probably should have talked about that first. I'm backwards right now. Now these are cheese curds. And I love cheese curds anyways, but these cheese curds have a sweet dusting over them, and we love them. Still delicious, even with the sweetness. If you like sweets, you may even like these more than traditional Wisconsin cheese curds. I recommend you try them. Tell us what you think. So it is now time for our last stop in Ormond Beach. Just for this video, we will definitely be back. But we're ending this video right now at the beach. And the last visit, we entered the beach from the birthplace of Speed Park, which is a different entrance than we normally start our day at the beach here. Now we're starting at another entrance, the Andy Romano Beachfront Park. Now this is a new entrance for us also. This is the first time that we started our beach day here at the Beachfront Park. This park offers free off-beach parking, a splash pad, a playground, concessions, and plenty of restrooms. I feel like the beach already offers something for pretty much everyone, and then with all of the added amenities like the playground and all of the seating and pavilions available, it just makes this beach trip even more enjoyable. Now from this elevated platform, you can get some really amazing views of the beach. The beach looks different though, different than what we're used to, and that is due to the beach rack. At first, I thought it was sargassum, since sargassum season usually starts late May or June. And it's May, early May, but I thought maybe it's just a bit early. But according to the informational sign, this is beach rack. And beach rack can be sargassum, other algae, seagrasses, sponges, and soft corals. Basically any stuff that is cast ashore by the sea. And it is important and crucial to the beach since insects and small animals feed on fungi growing in the rack. Smaller animals in the rack provide food for shorebirds. Sprouting plants receive nutrients from decaying rack. And there are many more benefits. And there's lots more information to acquire about this beach in the ocean since there are informational signs located all around the beachfront park. As we walk the beach, we're coming across the same spot we were at in the last video when we learned about the Nathan F. Cobb shipwreck 1,000 feet beyond this panel, which is located at the yellow lighthouse up ahead. Is a shipwreck of a schooner originally heading from Georgia to New York. The schooner lost her mast in a storm and ended up in Ormond Beach. The rescue of the people who were on the Nathan F. Cobb is a dramatic and inspiring story. And we're curious, we want to learn and experience more of this history of Ormond Beach. So we're continuing to walk to find the sign that we saw on the panel marking the site of the shipwreck, and here it is. The waves are so strong here. It just adds to the wonder of the story and the idea of knowing something huge and monumental is buried and hidden right here. We are really enjoying our time here on this beach, and the funny thing is we were just here just a few weeks ago, and even though we're in the same location, we're having a totally different experience. And that's one of the reasons why I love to travel. I love getting off the couch with you all every single week, because even if we're at a repeat location, I still feel like there's a learning or even eye-opening experience available. Let us know why you enjoy traveling, what inspires you to get off the couch, because that helps us to bring different ideas, better ideas, more places to you all every single week. I definitely hope you all enjoyed our visit to Ormond Beach this week. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button, let us know. I hope you enjoyed the drive on the Ormond Scenic Loop. If you've already been on that drive before, tell us your thoughts, please. Let us know your stops and your itinerary. We would love to drive more of that Scenic Loop and see more of Ormond Beach. Speaking of drives, London will be back behind the wheel next video, and he's going to be taking us on a donut trail. This donut trail is taking us throughout the state of Florida. We'll be starting in Destin and making our way down to Miami with plenty of stops in between as London shows off some of his favorite donut spots that he's been stopping at throughout all of these different locations we've been traveling to. So if you've yet to subscribe, please subscribe. Join us next week. And if you've been getting off the couch with us, thanks so much for subscribing. Continue to get off the couch with us. I'm certain it's going to be a delicious drive. For this week, thank you so much for joining us here in Ormond Beach. Thanks for getting off the couch with us again. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the shares. We definitely appreciate all of the support. These adventures do not happen unless you all continue to get off the couch with us week after week. So we can't say thank you enough. Until next week, click on the video to see another one of our experiences. Thanks for watching.